Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In the previous episode, I showed you guys how to hook up the Phantom O as an audio interface. If you haven't seen that video yet, watch that one first. Okay, now you're back. But in this episode, we're going to show you how to put that to good use. We're gonna track out via USB in Ableton. I'm gonna show you guys how. In this episode, I'm going to show you guys how to track out the 16 channels from your Phantom into Ableton. Now, if you haven't seen the previous episode, I'm going to put a link up here. Make sure to watch that first. It shows you guys how to set up the Phantom as an audio interface. Unfortunately, for PC, I haven't found a way to get all 16 channels routed out of the board into Ableton via USB audio without doing it this way. If somebody else knows a better way that works on PC, let me know down below. But let's get started. What we're going to do is we're going to load up a sample track, and I have one put together already. I'm going to load that up here, and I'm going to turn this down a little bit. I'm going to press play. And I have this set up in here in my patterns. It's a little song beat, whatever, that I was working on. Right, so I have everything playing. Now, normally when I'm making tracks on the hardware and I'm sending it into Ableton, I do it the old school way. I route my main audio outs from the Phantom into my interface, and I record it one track at a time. That's just how I do it. However, there is a faster way, and that's through the Phantom's USB audio. The only caveat is, the only way that I've been able to make this work is by making sure that I have the Phantom turned on and connected as the audio interface. Again, previous episode shows you how to do that. Now that we got that out the way, let's take a look. So if your settings are all set up like the previous episode, then you're just going to want to check a couple of things. Go to Menu, System, make sure you're in General, USB audio set to vendor. Let's go down. Let's go to our USB. I've been having it set to parallel. That's been working fine. USB audio input is on and the output is on. Okay. And if you ever want to check to see if that's working, go into Menu, Mixer, and click on your out USB, press play. And you can see we got a little bit of in and out going on those two. Now we're going to go over to Ableton, and we have to get a couple things set up. Let's take a look. Now in Ableton, this is my normal setting. But what we're going to do is we're going to delete this, and we're going to insert a new audio track, and we're going to delete our MIDI. So right now we have our audio. In your options, go down to settings. Make sure your audio device is set up as the Phantom 06, 07, 08, and that should give you input configurations and output configurations. On the input, you have your mono or you have your stereo. On my stereo partials, I just made sure to turn all of them on, and then I renamed them. So this one, you can type in zone 1 and just go ahead and label them through, okay? Second one, just to be safe, go into your link audio tempo, MIDI, and make sure that your setup looks like this, and your setup on your inputs look like this, and on your outputs, they look like this, okay? If you need a minute, pause the video, but we're going to keep going. And right now, it's set to zone 1L. And we just want to move that to zone 1. And this 1-2 is given a stereo. So we change that over to zone 1. Okay. And just to make sure that everything's working, let's go back to the board. And let's press patterns. Let's press play. And you can see a little bit of the green notes going. But to really make sure that it's working, if you press in, you should see it on the channel bar now. Okay, so we know it's working. And let's go ahead, shrink this down, and let's duplicate until we have 16 tracks. And all I did was press Control D, and let's change out each one of these zones. So now this is going to be 2, 3, 4. And let's go ahead and update them all. Okay. Now I have all the monitoring set to in, and that right now is just to make sure that we're actually getting separation on these tracks. So let's go over to the Fantom, and to make sure that this is working, I'm just going to press play and see if my channels are actually separating. Now, if you're at home and you're trying this, you're going to notice when you change it from monitoring off to monitoring in, you do get a little bit of a doubling that's happening. It's kind of weird, but it's fine. Everything's working fine. If that's bothering you, you can always go into menu, menu, mixer. And what we're going to do is we're going to mute our USB out, and we're going to press play. And it's weird because it's actually giving a doubling effect. It's playing it from the board, but it's also receiving it back, and it's kind of a doubling effect. But if you're wondering why it's sounding like that, that's the main reason. But we're going to switch this back over, and now we're going to go back to Ableton. Let's change the monitoring all back to off. And what that's going to do is that's going to reduce as much latency as possible when recording into Ableton. And we're going to tab over, and now we're back into our linear view, our main sequencing view. And let's arm each one of these channels. Right now I have 7 tracks playing. And let's go back to the Fantom, and let's go into our tracks. So let's go into pattern. And if you're making songs on the Fantom, you're going to have your own tempo. So just remember what your tempo is here. And I would switch the settings in your system and go to your tempo. Change this to external. Exit out. And we want to make sure Ableton is set to 75. And now what that's going to do is that's going to make Ableton our master and line up the tracks a little bit better. And if you remember right earlier, I had you go in options, settings, and your link tempo MIDI. That's a big reason why I had you make sure that everything was matching here with your Fantom on your in and your Fantom on your out. Okay, but let's go ahead and press record and let it do its magic. And now you've tracked out 16 zones. Well, I only did 7, but you can track out up to 16 zones into Ableton. I hope that makes sense. All right, and a quick little bonus tip for you guys. You can actually save your template so you don't have to set it up every single time. Let's show you how to do that real quick. So if we go back into Ableton, you hit File, Save Live Set as Template, and let's name this Fantom O template. I'll name this 2 because I already have one saved. And now when you go into Ableton, you can open up your template and you have it ready to go. Bonus tip. We'll see you on the next one. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest episodes. And if you like this content, I've got some videos here for you. Check out my shop. I got some Fantom expansion packs for you guys. We'll see you on the next one.